Hi everyone. Welcome back. I haven't been on the YouTube for quite a while. I think it must be the springtime weather, and we're just, when my roses did not get trimmed last year and now they're big giant trees. Oh well, this what we're working on today, and I'm finally getting back to working on Christmas figs. And so I'm I did this one called the Goose in the Pond block. So here, I'll hold it up for you. I think it turned out real beautiful. Beauteous! That one lady on YouTube says, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, so that's one. Now, my next thing I'm going to do is cut out the next one. Let's see, it's going to be Carolina Lily. Okay, I can do that. We've got greens and reds and pinks. I had to augment the original 6 yards that I started with because I think I made a table runner and then started this project. So I think I picked up 3 more yards. I wonder where I got those, but I must have showed them to you on a haul maybe 3 or 4 months ago. But right now, let's pick out some fabrics for Carolina Lily. I'm thinking that I would like to use this one for the flowers. And let's hold this up so you can see it, protecting the Yes, this is about Grandma's garden, Grandma's quilt garden. But see, that's the block right there. So I'm thinking about using a smaller flower, not the big flower. And I want the flowers to stick out the most, so I'm going to use those. And for the stems, I wonder if I could get by with using some of these pieces that I have, varieties left over. Let's see what sizes it requires. 2.5 by 21 inch strip cut into 2.5 by 4.5. Well, we could get quite a few 2.5, 4.5. Well, at least 4 out of there. And maybe we'll make one with this kind of green. And there's 4 of them, so well, we could make one out of this kind of green too. We have a whole nother yard of that, so yeah, let's do ahead this. We'll do one of these for the greens and one of these for the greens. We'll just use up all those scraps. And then the third one will be this green. And I have additional pieces, but I think that these are all oddballs and won't work, but I do have additional green, and green. Hey, there's more pieces in here. Oh, goodness sakes, we got lots and lots of pieces in here. Here, we'll use those. 2.5 by 4.5. Nope, don't need those. We could use those. Okay, I guess that's all we're going to use out of that bundle of additional pieces. And then I think when I get done with this block, I think I'm going to tackle the, see, what am I calling that? It's, for lack of a better, I think the name of the quilt pattern was Trust in the Lord or something. And it was those little churches with spires, and each church was like a border for a block that had like a verse from a hymn or something. It was real pretty, super duper. And I'm using some fabrics that I got at, I think it was a Fat Quarter Shop deal of the day about 6 months ago. but I'll show you. I'll get around to doing that. But right now I'm going to go ahead and put you on pause and cut out all the pieces, and then we'll sew it up together. All right? So we'll do month 7, Carolina Lily, and we have lots to go. Oh, there's lots of other projects in here too. Like this feathered star block. I like that. Oh, sorry, can't see that. Well, let's show you these pictures. Don't those look nice? And you can find this Christmas fig book on sale at different places. But this is Christmas figs from Chelsea? No, Joanna Figueroa. Oops, Joanna Figueroa, sorry. It's Joanna, not the other bunch of families. And here, look at this gorgeous stuff. Isn't that just striking? No wonder I started this thing. All right, we'll talk in a minute. I gotta go see what the dog's barking about. Hi everyone, hey, we're back. And we're gonna do the Carolina Lily block, month 7 of Christmas Figs by Joanna Figueroa. These glasses are crooked, but. Okay, so I have all the parts picked out. You can see that we have the greens, we have the little tiny they're sticky on one side, and then we have the large cream, medium cream, little squares, smaller squares. Here's our stems. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is take the large blocks, and here we are, fabric E, A, B, C, D, E. Oh, that's the red. Ta-da! And we're going to draw a kitty corner on the backs of these. So we'll just get started on that. There's 1. 2. Well, I guess 4 is correct. It says make a 4. I guess 4 is correct. Okay, so we're going to I'm going to line them up like that, and then this goes across here. So this is how they're making the flying geese. Okay, so here we go. You know, when I go fast, I can't really keep it in a straight line. Let's slow that down a little bit. Come on, baby. Oh, it's gonna try to get caught up in there. Okay. I started collecting the parts and pieces for a new project called the Quilting Bee, And if you want to see what that looks like, go to Liz Warnke's quilt site, and she just finished it, and it's just gorgeous. I can't believe it. It's so beautiful. It's a round table centerpiece, and it's got big giant bees on honeycombs. It's amazing. And I'm cutting off the selvage or the excess at the 1/4 mark. Oh, we better get the iron cooking because we'll need to press these before we put the next ones on. Okay, I'm going to put you on pause. We'll get back. Okay, so we've got them pressed, and you can see that we've put the one corner on. Now we're going to put the other corners on. There sure are a lot of ways to make flying geese. I'm not ready to venture off without directions right in front of me, though. How about you? Do you know how to just look at the pattern and say, oh, well, I'm going to need to make so many blocks this size and then we'll cut them this other way? I'm not there yet. I'd like to be that way, though. What are you working on today as we're working together on this? Are you doing Christmas figs by any chance? That'd be fun to hear from you. I'm waiting for my 4th of July wall hanging. I made it last year, and now I called my other quilter, not Lynne, but another lady, and said, don't you have my 4th of July thing there? She says, oh my goodness, Marlene, yes I do. I found it under a pile of stuff. So she's gonna go ahead and get it quilted for me. I think I gave it to her last September. Okay, we've got those to press, and then let's go ahead and do the next step so we can have these pressing too. Next step is these long thin ones, and drawing a diagonal line on the backs of these small D, item D, 2 1/4. So we're gonna do ears on all of those. Now, do y'all save these cut-offs parts? Some people say they save those, but I don't know. What would you use them for? See, the triangle goes this way. And then it goes this way. Hannah, you want to come and say hi? Hi, Hannah. Yeah, hi, come here. Can you see Hannah? Yeah, there's her nose. Yes, you're my good girl. She got a haircut. Boy, did she. Okay, don't bump the camera. You want to see Hannah? Okay, let's see. I'll lift up the camera a bit. There we go. Come here, Hannah. Now can you see her? Not really. You're a good girl, though. I know, you want me to hug you, don't you? Yes. Okay, go lay down. She's going to have dental surgery next Friday. She's going to have some periodontal disease root scaling. Okay, well, let's get these sewn up. And I'm waiting for my last section of the Wild West to come in the mail. Now let's see, this is May 3. Should be here between Monday and Wednesday of next week. Yay! Okay, thread's out. Boy, those glasses are as crooked as they can get. I don't see any other glasses. Okay, here we go. Ooh, one more. Alrighty then, here we've got a few strips to work with. And we're gonna do some ironing. And we'll come back to you. We're gonna cut off these extra pieces. We could do that right now. Then I'll do the ironing and come back. And we'll get some of this put together tonight. I just got a phone call that a friend's coming over. So I don't know that I'll get to finish it tonight, but we'll get some of it done. And then tomorrow we have family coming from about an hour and a half away. So that'll be good to see them. And one of my daughters called me and said, Mom, do you have anything ready for Mother's Day? And I said, well, no, I don't. She says, well, reserve the day. And so I'm pretty excited. It's supposed to be a surprise. But then her twin called me and said, now are we going to have a Mother's Day party together? So I said, I think it's a secret. And yes, thank you. I'll be there with bells on. It's like today I couldn't find one of my daughters, and I wanted to meet her at this, it's used baby clothes. And you can get some really good bargains there because they're like brand new Nike stuff and brand new, if we find a Gymboree now and then, but some of those brand names that I don't even know of that are at Nordstrom and fancy places, they have them there and nobody ever wore them, and here they are like brand new. But I couldn't find her. So then I called my other daughter and said, can you look her up on that finding feature? And she said, well, she's at the next store over. Because see, my other daughter is in another town, but she has that app that can find her. So anyway, I found the kids and the mommy, and we got to visit a little bit. And we have another wedding coming up this summer, and we haven't heard from the bride yet what little dress the little girl, the 5-year-old, should be wearing. But I bet you it's going to be purple or lavender, because those are her favorite colors. Okay, I'm going to take a break here, and we're going to iron these up, and then we'll do what the next step is, which I think is the, I want to say stems, you know, the leaves. Okay, we'll be back. All right, we have the flying geese units for the flowers. 4 of those. And we have the long part of the flowers. 4 of these. And now I think we begin the leaves. So the next step is to take fabric D squares of a fabric H. So which one is the H one? H is 2.5 by 4.5. And you'll see I'm going to make leaves out of 2 different fabrics. And I made sure that I have stems that coordinate. So these are just going to get these little guys on the ends of every one of them. Well, let's see, it goes with the line going that way. I wonder if you could find these blocks by these names and just make them up yourself. Would the Carolina lily block be a standardized block? What do you think? I think they're all the same. You know, I bought these pins there at Amazon, I think, or maybe it was, well, somebody had them on sale. And I bought them, and they're a little bit stouter than these little very fine ones. But they were about 1/4 the price. And then all I find is now and then the heads will come off. So I just have to be careful not to, yank on them too hard. That usually happens when it's close to being under the presser foot. Today I finished a little baby quilt that I just put together, some 5-inch blocks, and they were all juvenile prints, and primarily they were the Berenstain Bears. Do you remember them? Those were the little books that were available when my children were little. I think you can still find them. I know my daughter liked them so much that she bought them on Etsy for her children. But so we made just a 5-patch, 5 or 6 rows by 5 or 6 rows, and then I put 2 borders on them and passed it on to my girlfriend, and she's going to put the top to the back, and then we'll both go to the baby shower in a couple of weeks. So that's one way to get out of quilting that darn thing. She seems to like doing that part, and I like to do the piecing part. Okay, let's get these sewn up. Okay, that's all for this segment. We'll go ahead and press these and come back, and maybe it'll be almost time to press these little teardrops onto their leaves, their section. I think this is what they're going to go on, but yep, pretty sure, because it's going to be the same length as this. Well, we'll wait and see. What, those are awfully big and those are square. Might be these. We'll see. Okay, we'll get back to you. Take care. Okay, let's finish this puppy up. We are working on Christmas Figs by Joanna Figueroa. And I have got the parts ready to roll with, including placing the little leaves and doing the trimming so that they're the correct size, 2.5 by 4.25. Now let's see here. Okay, first things first, we're going to separate these out. And I'm just organizing them, you know, they're pairing off. And let's see, we'll take the first two and a stem to match. And 2 teardrops. Is that how that goes? What did I do? I didn't put them in. All right, so that's how they're supposed to go. Let's make sure these are correct. 2.5. No, they're quite a bit bigger than that. Well, doggone it. Where are we missing it? Here, let's put this in here. It's about 1/8 of an inch too long on the one end here. And you can see that we're using this template, and this gets there. So the piece starts out quite a bit bigger. Then you put the placement on, and then you trim it all down. So it's, you know, coming together. Let's see how much bigger this guy is. Well, he's only about, well, he's about the same amount big. Four and a quarter, 2 3/4, and it's supposed to be it's supposed to be 2 3/4. Okay, good. Let's sew it together and see what happens. All right, so I think we're putting the stem units together first. Yeah, it's a little misshapen. Make sure I put the position right or we'll be sewing it on the wrong side, huh? Okay. All right, let's do a few more of those. Here's a couple of these and a couple of these. And a stem in the coordinating. Okay, so that's how we're going to do the 4 stems. I'm going to go ahead and get those done. And like, well, if I could snap my fingers, we'd have them done. There we go. Okay, here we go again. We snapped our fingers and here we've got them all put together and we're ready to put the flower part on the stems. So, here comes the flower part. See? So here we are, we're gonna do, goes this way, then it goes this way. And here comes these guys. Okay. Well, let's chain these together. I'll just get going on this, okay? And hope you're working on something fun. I was determined. This is Sunday afternoon. Oh my goodness. Those 3 days off sure went mighty quick. But I had a restful time. It's okay. I get to go to work tomorrow. We just got through having a 2 or 3 hour visit with family from about 2 hours away, and we ended up playing the piano and singing. That was fun. Well, these are coming together really nice. You know, it is rewarding when you actually cut the things to the correct sizes and they go together nicely. I think of all the different projects that I've done over the years where I don't think I cut the things very accurately because there was always a problem. And I'll bet it had to do with flying geese not getting trimmed down. You know, I'll bet that was part of the big ones. Okay, let's put them together. Nice. Carolina lily block. I like this block. You know, I might use this block again on something else. You never know. All right, here they are. Let's press them up and put them together. These are big blocks, because there'll be 4 of them. We'll put the different green ones opposite to each other. Oh, these are pretty. Here they are. Now let's see, we're going to put this one up, this one down, this one up, this one down. And it says, put them together on this way. Oh, now there's seams that go together, darn it. Well, okay, we'll put them together. I really like it when a pattern tells you which way to press the seams so that they'll actually go together nice. Okay, here we go. Something's wrong. Well, what do you think? Coming together pretty good. I think when I press it, it'll have all the points. Pretty nice. Ooh, that's good. No seams to match on that one. I think I should have taken a tiny bit bigger seam in the stem. Seems to have a little leeway both ways we're doing it. Yeah, it does look like a little shy of 1/4. Okay, I can't believe it. I got it done. Hot diggity. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty. I'll go iron it up quick. Okay, so these are the two I worked on this month of May already. Carolina Lily, number 7, I think it is. Right. Carolina Lily, isn't that lovely? I love this. And then I did this one about a week ago, right at the tail end of April. And this one is called, let me get to that. Goose in the Pond. Goose in the Pond. Isn't that pretty? All those seams came right together. What a joy, you know? All right, then we've got 2 done. We can check those off of the spreadsheet and move on to the next project, of which I received some parts to my next block of the month. It's the Woolly Whims. So my next little moviette will be on the Woolly Whims. Woolly Whims to you. Thanks for watching. Hope your day is productive. Get ready for the week. Whoa, here we go. All right, bye.